Hey everyone. If you've been following me for a while, you've seen me use the Delta documents quite a lot, most likely. And the last couple of weeks, I've automated the data pool and the snapshot that is required for Delta charts. I haven't added the Delta charts to individual names, but I will in the future as more data adds up. I wanted to show how to copy them and maybe use your own tickers if you want to, because my documents don't cover all tickers. Maybe you're interested in a specific name and don't have the Delta document for it. If you want to copy this is how you do it. So first of all, this is based on scripts. There's an import JSON string. I get the data directly from maximumpain.com. This is what it looks like in the raw form. Maximum Pain pulls it from TDA, and it looks like this in raw form. For this, we need the import JSON script. I will put a link in the profile. But when you you should make a copy. Also copy the scripts. You can check them out if you want to and review them if you're interested. There are two scripts. One of them is for importing the data, and the other one just makes a copy of this line each day at a specific hour, and that is copied as the last line here. If I run the script, we see it copied the content of the data. And this is just so that I have a snapshot of what the data each day. And over time, I will add the same delta charts as I have in the SPY file to every individual name. As data piles up, you'll be able to do like a visual representation of all the positioning over time. For now, don't have enough data. This will look like a single line, not that interesting. So let's look at how to do it. This is the query, so make a copy. The only thing you need to do is to replace this. Let's say this was Apple, and I want to do something that I don't have. Let's say Nui. Just change the name here. Wait a second. And now we have all the options data for NUE. We also have to change the ticker here. This is the price, and we get it from Google Finance. To get the correct data, we have to have the correct price. And that's it. We have the data for Nui now. This is just the wrong scale. So if I want to get the right scale, I have to do like, I don't know, 50,000. No, it has very, very little OI, so probably 10,000. I do it like this because if I leave the max uncapped, it scales correctly, like 4K here. But the problem is this is 2K, and this 2K looks just as big as this one. So they need to be on the same scale for it to look good. Like if I do minus 4K here, it's the correct scale, but it won't work automatically. So I have to put it manually for it to look good. Now let's undo everything, and I'll show the rest of what you need to do. Okay, delete this. Now we're back, and Apple data should be loading soon. I'll explain a bit about the formula and everything. So first things first is a sort by strike. I'm sorting by the fifth item, which the fifth item is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strike. So I want to sort by strike, otherwise the data doesn't sort correctly in here. The strikes don't sort correctly. Then going back here, I multiply some of the values by 1 to make them numbers. If I just pull them from the JSON as is, they are considered text, and all the formulas here that do various stuff don't work because it doesn't see the values as numbers. So it will still be a 50 if I don't do the multiplication by 1, but it will be 50 as text, not as a number. And Excel or Google Sheets won't know how to do operations with text instead of numbers. So if this is multiplied by 1 to make them numbers, some of the values, and the rest I just pull them as text because don't need anything. And this just selects the columns I want to see, which are these files, these columns here. Then what you need to do for the other script to work, which just copies that last column from the delta output file, is you need to define this range. So this has to be hard-coded, and I made it a named range to work correctly. So select this here, don't select the first column, and there's another hidden one column here that you don't need to select. Then go to data, to named ranges, and I have it here already. It's a named range, and you have to name it to totals. Otherwise, if you name it something else, it won't work. I think this will remain as is if you just copy the spreadsheet, but if you do something else, don't modify it, or name it the same thing, or modify the script to look at whatever the name range is that you made there. Then to make this trigger once a day, you have to go to triggers, add a trigger, use copy paste because it's a copy paste function. Then I do it time driven, day timer, and for me it's 3 to 4 a.m. because this is like a couple of hours after the market closes. You need to do it based on your own time frame, and do it a couple of hours after the market closes. And then every day at that time, in that time frame, you will get a copy at the closing values of the delta automatically. One last thing to do is the last line on the last column on the line here is the current date. For me, because I do it at 3 to 4 a.m. and I want to get the correct data, I made it today minus 1. If you're US based, for example, and you still do it a couple of hours after the market closes and it's still the same date, you need to just change this to today. For me, because I'm looking at yesterday's data, because I do it after midnight, it has to be today minus 1. For you, if you are US based, it should be today. And that's it. It's very simple now. It used to be a manual process and very complicated to do and time consuming. Now it just updates automatically. If you want to have it refresh, just do like delete, undo, and it will refresh, get the latest data from Maximum Paint. Other than that, nothing else to really show you. I will be adding the delta charts over time to this and make a new video when it's ready. But yeah, that's kind of it. It will always be updated. It has like a 20-minute delay for price because of Google Finance. And as far as I know, the delta data has like a 2-hour delay, the raw data here. One last thing, when you copy this, you will have to run them once. And when you hit run, you will be prompted to authorize the use of the script. If you understand what these things do, sure, take a look and know that they don't do anything malicious. But if you don't know anything, you'll have to take my word for it. I'll put the link towards this script, which is actually this, in the video comments description, and that's kind of it. This one is pretty simple. Review them. If you don't trust them, don't use them. If you trust them, use them. Have a good day. Bye bye.